Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this MSI laptop. This is PS63 modern 8RD-008US. Alright, then there's a whole bunch of other numbers there. They have another model number here, MS-16S1. I don't think that's the correct model number, but anyways, let's go ahead and get a thumbnail here. So we'll get this lined up. Okay, and we'll get a thumbnail of that. Okay, we'll flip this over and we'll get a thumbnail of this. We're going to be using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Okay, there is one screw hidden underneath here. Also, there's a battery reset button here. If your computer's having issues turning on, you might be lucky and pressing that button might reset it to get it working. Alright, you can use a little pin to press that. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got one there, got another one here. This might get stuck because of the sticker residue, but I'm going to use a magnet to make it easier to pull that out. Okay. Got another one up here. Another one here. Alright, I'm just going to put this in a row of 5 to make it a little bit easier to keep track of because there's so many screws. Come on. This one doesn't want to come out. Let's try it with the magnet. Maybe the screw just stays in there. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then we got 4 along here. Alright, so the customer accidentally plugged an e-bike charger or something, or e-scooter charger into this, which is like 40 something volts. This is only supposed to be 19 volts. So most likely the board is completely fried, but let's see if we can see any burnt components inside. Alright, now that we got all the screws out, we're going to slowly, carefully open it up. Usually the way I get the covers off is I'll get my fingernails between the bottom cover and the palm rest, and then I'll push with my thumb on the palm rest. Make sure you're not pushing on the touchpad. Okay, you can see how it popped out, and we're going to go ahead and go to this side and do the same. Whoa, that cover came off too easy. Alright, anyways, there you go. That cover, you only had to pry the bottom apparently. There's no clips along the side, so yeah, be careful when you do that. Good thing I didn't flop it over and it land on the screws. It's super dusty in here, so we are going to have to clean that up. Okay, let me see if I see any noticeable damage right now. And, nothing that I see very noticeable. Might require like taking a long look at all the little components. I want to see, maybe there's going to be something that's burnt, but I don't know. I don't see anything so far. I'm going to try pressing the button here. This is the battery reset button here. I'll hold that for about 15 seconds. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean the dust off real quick before I go ahead and go any further. But we're going to disconnect the battery and other stuff. I'll show you guys what's going on here. Let's see if anything happened just from holding that battery reset button. I doubt it. But, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. Where's the button on this guy? Oh, it's in the middle. Just blended in so well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's dead. Nothing's happening. Okay, anyways, I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to use a toothbrush, brush off that dust, and then I'm going to use an electric air blower to clean it out. And I'll be back, alright? See you guys when I have a clean laptop. Alright, so here we go. We got it cleaned up. You can see it's a lot less dusty. Okay, and it's less dusty inside here as well. Okay, so first things first, battery. Battery model number is right there. So it's BTY-M6L. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. Easiest way is probably going to be to undo the screws. Okay, it looks like these screws are part of the case screw, so looks like we only have to remove 3 more screws from the top. Okay, the battery seems to be okay. It's not inflated, but that doesn't mean the battery's good. Sometimes the battery can be bad even if it's not inflated. Okay, anyways, there was a little dust there I missed, so we got that. Okay, let's go ahead and lift the battery out. Now that we got the screws out, we're going to swing this over slightly. And because there's not really much area to grab the battery, best way to remove this, let me see if I can zoom in and show you this. Okay, I like to grab as close as I can on the connector and then wiggle it side to side as I pull. And this wiggling motion as we pull is going to slowly walk the connector out. All right, I need a better grip, so I don't know if I'll be able to show this because I need a place to hold the laptop so it doesn't slide around, but wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, just keep wiggling as you pull like this, and eventually it should walk its way out. There we go. All right, so there's the battery. Okay, let me zoom out again. Okay, not really much to this. We'll set that aside. Okay, so we can see the other components. We have the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery here. So let's peel this up and disconnect that. Maybe we'll drain the RTC or CMOS BIOS, whatever you want to call it. There's the connector there. I'll pinch the wings with my fingernails and then same thing, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And eventually it should come out. I might have to use my other hand to do this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I didn't have to. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to short these two pins just to reset the CMOS BIOS in hopes that that might get it working again if it didn't fry anything. Sometimes it just detects like there's a short or something, and that alone will be enough to prevent the computer from turning on. Okay. There are a few other things I want to test. I'll test with a voltmeter to see if power goes through properly there. We'll leave this disconnected while we go through everything else. And then once we reconnect it, hopefully we'll have a little bit of a change. GPU is right here, CPU is right here. They're both soldered to the board, so you can't replace it unless you know how to reball the chips and stuff like that. All right. If you take the heatsink out, this metal thing here, the pipe, you do have to redo the thermal paste. Usually the pads are reusable, but the paste you'll definitely have to redo. So keep that in mind if you're going to be taking it apart. You got the wireless card here, okay? If you undo the screw, it pops up slightly and then you can pull it out. There are two wireless antennas underneath this tape. I don't know why they colored black on top so you can't see the individual antennas, but if you want to remove the antennas, peel that tape off, go from the tail and pull up the tail end straight up and it will disconnect. Anyways, you got the fan connector here. All right, looks like only two screws holding the fan in place. They put a hole here, but it looks like if you put a screw there, you're going to just drill it straight through the motherboard. Okay, it looks like there's two slots for M.2 SSDs, both M.2 PCIe NVMe SSDs, it looks like. One screw here. When you undo the screw, you can carefully pull it up slightly. Since there's a thermal pad underneath, you're going to want to pull slowly. Eventually it will peel up. Don't try and just yank it up, okay? Just keep pressure pulling on it, and then once it lets go of that thermal pad, you can go ahead and wiggle and pull it back, right? There's another SSD slot here again. It does come with the screw, so that's nice. Two slots for RAM, okay? The RAM, you pull these two tabs aside, it pops up, and then you can go ahead and pull this back. This is a PC4 2666V stick of RAM, 8 gigs, so most likely two 8 gig sticks of RAM, 16 gigs total. Okay, to put it back, go in at an angle, and then I like to wiggle it while I'm pulling it into the slot, and then click it down. Okay, this cable's kind of weird that it's going under the RAM, but also not quite. I'm going to push it all the way under. Okay. You got the speaker connector here. That connects to this speaker, and then there's this red and black wire going along to the other speaker here. Okay, wireless antenna, this is one of them, this is the other, and it has this tape here, but it looks like it's not necessary. Okay, but anyways, both antennas there, the wires, as you can see, travel along here and connect to the wireless card there. Okay, you have obviously the other fan connector here. This is the LCD LVDS connector. If you're going to mess with this, make sure after disconnecting the battery to open the laptop, press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds, and then you can go ahead and flip this latch, the black one. Okay, you can flip that up and then you can pull it back. And I think that's about it to show here. Oh, I forgot to say the keyboard connector. Let me pull the stick of RAM back out so you can see. It looks like the keyboard connector actually goes underneath the motherboard. Interesting. Okay. So if you want to disconnect the keyboard, you actually need to pull the motherboard out, and it's connected on the other side. Keyboard backlight connectors right here. Okay, and there's the latch on this side. You flip that up, and then you can pull it out. The touchpad seems to have 2 connectors here. Okay, and there's a flip latch there. You would flip it up like that, and this one flip it up like that, and then these cables can pull out really easily. Interesting. They soldered this thing directly on there. Looks like there's 2 screws holding the touchpad there. I don't know if there's another one hidden underneath here. But yeah, all right. Let's go ahead again, carefully open up the laptop. And then I'm going to press and hold the power button here for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. And then we'll plug it in and see if there's any change, all right? Less than 10 more seconds to go. Okay, should be it. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see if there's any change without reconnecting the battery. Okay, I do need to check if their charger is okay, because if they plugged it into a fried board, that might also be an issue. So first things first, I got the charger here. We're going to move the laptop aside. All right, I'm going to get my voltmeter, and we're going to go ahead and test this thing, okay? So let me get the voltmeter out here. All right. Sorry for this extra step. Sorry, I'm too lazy to do all the extra editing of getting these stuff out. But anyways, let's go ahead and plug this in. Okay, so that's on. And now I'm going to go ahead and test this to see if it's 19 volts. And yeah, well, it's actually almost 20 volts, 19.94. But we are getting voltage. We're going to go ahead and plug this into the charger here. Okay, and let's see if we're getting the voltage through this pin here, or the outer casing shell, and this one. Okay, that is not a good sign. Let me see if I can show you this. Okay, so you see it's on auto. So if I touch this here and then touch this pin, look at that. It's barely anything, 0.5 volts. See that? So it's not even letting, what is that? Kilo ohms? 0.69, 0.6. The voltage going through is very low. Okay, let's test the charger again after we plugged it in to see if it shorted the charger. You see that? You see that? It killed the charger. So now when I test it, it doesn't even detect voltage, or it's very low. You see that? 0.42. Let's see if it auto corrects itself. I'm going to unplug the charger. Give it a few seconds. I'm surprised this uses such a small charger here. 19 volt, 4.74 amps. That's what? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's like 90 something watts, I think. Or anyways, let's plug it back in and let's test it again. But definitely something's fried in there. So if I test this again, there you go, 19.93. But again, once I plug this in, and then if I unplug it, you're gonna see it's dead, right? Yeah, 1.3. So this thing is fried. Something in there got shorted from it melting, and that's causing the charge port to basically just kill the charger. So once you plug it in, it's basically having issues where it's frying something. Okay, yeah, I don't physically see anything, and I don't really do board level work, so checking all these little components. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to reassemble this thing, and I'm going to have my partner take a look and see if they can repair the logic board on this. I hope they can, but there's no guarantees there. Okay, so anyways, go got this here. All right, let me go ahead and put away my voltmeter here. All right, so we'll do that. And then we're just going to reassemble this thing, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully this helped you guys at least with upgrading your computer or replacing the battery, things like that, okay? Okay. But yeah, other than that, it's beyond my skill level or knowledge on fixing these things. So, all right. First things first, battery, okay? To put the battery back in, make sure you don't put it upside down, okay? Make sure you don't plug this in upside down. It has this little raised thing that slots in there, so you shouldn't be able to put it in upside down. And you want to make sure when you pull this that you pull it straight in. Don't go at an angle, because if you do, you'll bend the pins, and that's not going to be a fun time. All right, anyways, we'll get the battery lined up here. Okay, was it always this long? Where'd all this excess go? Okay, I guess I have to just bend it a certain way to make it go the right way. All right, then we'll get the 3 screws back in. We don't want to forget to reconnect the CMOS, BIOS, RTC, real-time clock battery, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go ahead and get these first. Okay, don't forget this battery connector, and also take note of which way the connector goes, because if you replace it, you don't want to put it in upside down. The red wire goes up towards the screen connector here, and the black wire goes down towards the battery. Okay, and also take note of how the connector looks. You can see on the bottom it's solid plastic. On the top you have the 2 little pins exposed there. Okay, so you want to plug it in that same direction. Okay, line it up and pinch it together. We'll put the tape back on. Sorry, I know you didn't get a really good view of that, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the bottom cover back on. So again, we only had to kind of remove the front portion, so we're going to start with the back here. Just make sure everything's lined up. Then work your way to there and click that all in. All right, there we go. Now we'll just get the screws back in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, again, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? If you can't help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in. Basically, all my reviews are being posted on there. I'm currently posting those videos on this channel as well. But going forward in the future, I'm hoping to only upload them to that channel once that one gains more popularity. But we'll see. All right. Anyways, we'll get the last few screws in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, last screw. Let's flip this over, see if we got any luck. I don't think anything's going to happen because it just shorts out the... Yeah, no, nothing's going to happen there. All right, anyways, that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.